What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host today again, ABR Buraps, ASAPAC_19 on Twitch. We are back today for Singapore, a little bit of Singapore 50% action with F1 Online, hosted by WTZ Flex. Shout out to my boy Wheat. A couple regulars in here that I know, Cringy and Drem are part of my league now, ABR. And I know Snipes watched him race yesterday. Niels I've raced with before. Actually, we're both in SOR together as well. Den Jeff, seen around plenty of times. I know all these guys. Reefy. Good to see Reefy's here as well. Economic Berry. Terminator. Forey. I love my Mercedes boys, Forey and Jake S. Probably my favorite teammates in league racing. Excited to see them back out on track today. Ipovic in the Ferrari. He's had an up and down season if I remember correctly, but hoping better for him. Marked Carp, guy I always name I get wrong. I always think it's Marked Cap. Sorry, Marked Carp. Savis Grease. What can I say? Speed Demon. Don't know Timmy NL, but appears to be a new addition here. But yeah, it looks like we already have 17 guys in, so we should be getting underway relatively soon. I'll get this stream sent out so that you guys can check it out. Looks like we are probably only a couple minutes away now from getting things underway here, guys. I will let these gentlemen take their time and get readied up. Taking a look at the connections here, actually, along the right side. I'm a little bit concerned with my connection compared to everybody else. Obviously, mine is good on my end. I have an Ethernet cable as well, so getting max frames on the stream too, but this could, you know, it hasn't been a massive issue in the past, and I've commentated for all these guys, so hopefully we share the same luck again today. Stream's going out to everyone, should be just sent over to Wheatflex, so if you guys want to tune in, it'd be much appreciated. Looks like a couple guys are readying up, and Wheat is one of them, so I'm guessing we're about to get underway here. I'll give it a quick break until we get qualifying underway. Check out the strategy for all these guys. We got a full quali coming up, so 3 rounds, followed by 50%. Looks like the boys are readying up now, so 25 to go here. We'll check back in when qualifying gets underway. Looks like we had a little bit of change in the action there. Someone must not be in that we're waiting on, so quick reset. The lobby usually kicks off at about 2:15 anyways. Looks like we're still waiting on a couple guys here. No message from Wheatflex, no ready up yet, so we're just going to sit tight. We will get qualifying underway shortly. couldn't be better timing. Coming back just in time to watch these boys get underway. Let's see if we can get ABR Yalnif in here. I believe he's going to be joining us in the booth today alongside the call with me on what will be a phenomenal Singapore track to commentate on, I believe, over 30 turns on the circuit altogether here. So going to be interesting to see who has done their work, put in the right strategy call, who pulls out in qualifying, who shows up. So it should be very entertaining. We're going to check in on the standings too here in Q1, see where everyone stands, and get an idea of what we're in for today. So strap in, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying number 1 about to get underway. The man himself, ABR Yalnif. You there, Yalnif? Yeah, there he is. Make sure your audio is included. Cool. Cool. Believe, yeah, let's see here. Singapore comes after Italy, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep. So, yeah, these boys just wrapped up the... Do you need an invite to this, by the way?
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, please.
Ooh, I have to... Hold on, let me message... Yeah. I can't actually invite you. Oh, actually, no, you know what? Usually this might work. Let me see. I may not be able to invite you. I might have to ask. Nope, I can.
Cheers. Oh, damn it. You might have to invite me once more. I've got FIFA and I've just pressed it. I've not got F1 in. Cheers.
Yeah, no worries. This is again at DB. But anyways, we are back on the track here in Singapore. Looks like our drivers are getting out for first couple laps of Q1. Yalnif, I think you and I both know from experience, Singapore probably one of the tougher tracks to handle on this game.
Definitely. To overtake as well, even though the straight, so it's not the easiest. Easy to lose a front wing.
Very easy to lose a front wing.
Jesus, what is going on? Xbox me.
Looks like the first man to get a lap in here today will be my boy, my favorite team, Mercedes driver Jake S. He is starting sector 3 here, about to get the first lap of the session underway. Funny, I'm a big fan of Merc and F1 Online, but Merc and ABR, not my favorite. My favorite team to deal with so far this year. Shout out to Yalnif and Bowen there.
Don't think the McLaren's like the Mercedes there.
Just fostering a guess. Anyways, Jake out on his lap now, crosses the start-finish line. Gonna be the first driver to get a lap in today. Let's see what Jake has pace-wise on the soft tires. A little bit laborish through turn 1, but safe nonetheless. It's an okay exit, but actually invalidates it on the right side of the track there. So Jake gonna have to go for another run.
Sorry,
next
Buraps,
man on his lap.
Invite me once more. Sorry. sorry about
okay.
that. Some problems.
That's okay. Rather have them now early in Q1 than later on.
I know. Cheers. Where's... Guessing it's full quality, is it?
Yeah, full quality and a 50%. Looks pretty clear outside.
Cool.
so hopefully no serious weather coming down. Reefy's out on his medium lap at the moment. He's the first driver, well, apart from Jake, who invalidated to get out there, so we'll just stay on board with him for a little bit of a run here. Yeah, y'all, and if I know from racing here relatively recently with ERN that this is a track where you gotta find the limit every corner, but if you find the limit too much, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble very quickly.
Yeah, it's you gotta make sure you get it perfect, because you know you can find a lot of time in Singapore, but yeah, as you said, if you take too much, you know you're always gonna go wide or just lose a lot of time. So you know it's hard to get it perfect.
Speaking of times, Reefy pumps in his first lap of the session on mediums, a 1:37.8. Take a look at the tire strats for the boys here. Forey, John Carlos, and Scopes all put in laps on softs now. Scopes leading the way with a 1:36.19. Forey just about a tenth exactly off of him, 1:36.29. And F1 John Carlos about a second off of those guys. Niels actually now gets in a lap in the Racing Point, a 1:35.9. Nice lap from Niels. He's been very strong in this championship from what I've seen so far. Mark Karp is coming up to the line here. See what kind of time he can put in Q1. Good for 8th place on the softs there. Must have made a small error. It doesn't seem like that was his top potential. Someone else is about to cross the line from what I saw.
We got Snipes coming in the last sector. Just coming to the fast left-hander. It seems it's quite decent Snipes. I've seen a few times. It comes across and was 4th.
Yeah, I checked out Snipes yesterday in CSR with our lovely commentators Richie Skills and Phil GH. That's their league, so it's nice to see them. Looks like Economic Berries on a push here in Sector 1. A couple other guys out on track doing laps.
Yeah, Economic Berries going for the first all now through the middle sector.
Wheat Flex coming up to the line here, I believe. Ooh, no, that's the start his lap. Interesting.
We'll find out in Q2 if it'll be a wet or dry race, because I presume everybody goes out in the softs. It's a wet race.
That is a good good point. Good point. Economic Berry getting a little bit tail happy here in Sector 3. Very tricky to nail all these sets of corners in a row. A lot of quick changes of direction, really demanding just to put in a lap, let alone 50%. This one's going to be all about confidence and making it count. As it looks like Scopes is happy with his Q1 time. He will hang him up for Q1. I don't blame him. I think him and Niels and Forey and Snipes are kind of in their own grouping at the moment.
Economic Berry just jumped up to P7 there.
Nice lap from Berry. We got Lexidus. Haas currently in 8th. He's on his lap here up to the end of Sector 1.
We got the Alfa Romeo of Denja. Is it Denja? I think it is.
Yeah, Denjeff. Yeah, he's in Sector 3.
Comes in the
takes
final
a lot
corner.
of curb on that last corner.
Yeah, although he got validated for that, so he won't be happy with that.
Yeah, won't be too happy with that. We'll have to go back into the pits and reset. Looks like Jerem is about to come across the line, finishing up his push. The Williams driver crosses the line. What's going to be from Jerem? And Jerem goes pole position there, 135.833. Nice lap from Jerem. Presenting ABR on the top of the podium there.
First thing that's coming to me is
Like-
that there's quite a big gap between everybody, but unless everybody's not see it. I know it's Q1, but I think we're still waiting on a few people to.
Yeah, and as Lexi put flat, quite the spread. You got Jerem, Niels, and Scopes and Flory hanging out in the 136 and below range, and then you've got a down to F1 Giancarlos, just over 137. So, like I said, like we said, time to find on this track is it's tricky. You got to be really confident and patient, but. Check in. Let's see if Reefy, he's going back into the pit lane. Whistler's on him in. Jeff is coming in. Rem's coming in. Sav's Grease out here pushing in sector 3, although he ran a little bit wide there. It doesn't look like he got validation. A little bit tail happy under the bridge.
I think he's about a second down, to be fairness on it.
Is he? Yeah. Yeah, and actually he aborts that lap. Not a dumb move from him. I don't think he needs to put in another lap if he doesn't want to. I think he'll be safe. Plenty safe, to be honest with you. We haven't seen from the Ferrari driver, Ipovic, yet. Not out on track at all. Don't know if that's a strategy ploy or potentially just not
waiting for the track to,
but
waiting for the track to get quicker, maybe.
Never a bad move, as looks like Lexidus and the Haas gonna come back out. Just Timo, who's in his outlap as well. We got Jake, marked Carp out at the moment too. Is that Cringy? Is that Cringy on a lap?
He's just coming.
Just came in. We'll hop on board. Marked Carp for the moment. He's going to be next to get his lap in.
Few people in the pits now just come in to put a new set of softs on, probably. They've already done their 1 or 2 lap runs and we'll just go again.
Tire wear around here is atrocious. I'm going to guess everyone's going to opt to start on the mediums. If you're starting on the softs, you'd probably be lucky to get, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 good laps out of them.
Yeah.
Carp. Middle of sector 2 here for the Haas driver. Low, makes a little bit of contact with the wall and loses an end plate here, so it's going to be lap over for marked Carp. I'll hop on board with Jake. He's in the middle of sector 2. In a relatively low ERS mode. Not sure if he's doing that intentionally. Yet he was. Singapore, much like Silverstone coming up for us this week, is one of those tracks that you really need to manage the ERS throughout the lap. Otherwise, you'll find yourself running with no battery at the end of the lap. So, as Jake firing down to the start line for Sector 3. He's a little bit down this time right now. Wondering if he might go back into pits for they're a fresh pair of tires. I think he's done a couple laps on those ones. We're not going to see an improvement from Jake. Timo should be pushing here. Doesn't look like he is. F1 Giancarlos out on a lap. Williams driver. Ooh, really tail happy through there, and he's going to back out of that one. believe that means Whistler's going to be next up to the line. Whistler coming up to the end of Sector 1 here. Actually, sorry, he is backed out of this one, by the looks of it. John Carlos wrapping up a lap here. About to cross the line. What's his time going to be from John Carlos? It's like, yeah, oh, that's right. He backed out of that one. So he's about to start his lap. My apologies. He is in the middle of Sector 1 here. Actually, I hooked that up pretty nicely. Nicely done for John Carlos as he's going to approach the turn here for the DRS straight. First DRS straight of Singapore. Just a little bit behind his time at the moment. Ooh, and he gets a lot of oversteer there. Looks like Timo's coming up to the line again. Timo goes third with a 1:35.9. Nicely done from Timo. Joins that top grouping. Savas Grease, the Alfa Romeo driver, in the middle of Sector 1 here. Nicely done by Savas, a little bit up on his time at the moment. It's a little bit over the curb there. It doesn't look like he invalidated, so pushes on nicely. Savas absolutely flying through Sector 2 here. Looking good so far for the Alpha driver. Getting on the power as early as possible down to the end of Sector 2. Just about matching his time so far. Going to need to improve in Sector 3 if he wants to move up the leaderboard.
Matching his time. Very close.
Yeah, just about.
A lot of curb there. Oh! Oof, no, he misses there.
That was very, very close.
Oh, we've got a retirement. The Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, looks like Den Jeff is out. Ferrari. And Savas Grease actually boarding that lap. I'm actually not surprised there. It doesn't need to put another one in. Let's see if anyone on the bubble is in. That looks like Wheatflex coming over the line to start his flying final lap of Q1. He's going to need to most likely improve, I believe. Jake is not going to get to the line in time for another lap.
Mark Karp is on a lap. He's matching his
he is.
First sector. On the mediums, interestingly.
On the mediums, and he's up. Job by Mark Karp.
He only needs to find a 10th to get to get out anyway, but he's gone a bit wide there. Session has ended. No, just 3.5 tenths down, coming to the middle sector. It could be all over for the Haasman, but we'll find out coming through the last sector. Onto the...
Ivkovic coming out at the absolute last moment. He's going to be last to cross the line here in qualifying, but he could potentially jump these guys and get himself into Q2.
As driver comes across the line, is he going to get himself out? No, he is sadly out of qualifying one. But still, as Buraps is saying, keeping an eye on the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, the two Ferrari teammates both left to complete their lap here. Let's see what this time's going to be from Wheatflex. He's actually going to retire from Q1. He's going back into the pits, so no surprise there, as he doesn't need to worry about getting knocked out. Ipovic coming up to the line. What time is it going to be from him?
Oh, he's done
And
it.
he jumps into 14. Wow, well done by Ipovic. Talk about leaving it late.
Yeah, brilliant. Really good job there. Well, Q1 over, top 3. Jerem taking the pole in the qualifying one though. Still everything to play for as we go in through the sessions. But top 3 within at least a tenth and a half, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it would get faster as top 10 is within, well, top 11 is within a second of each other, so it's pretty tight now.
Yeah, it's pretty tight now. It did get quicker towards the end of the session there, which is good to see. I'd say probably a 134. Somewhere in the 134s is going to take this in the end. Not sure where it will be, but if someone can crack into that range, which I think is definitely possible, we'll see what happens though.
So we have a message, I believe, from Lethal to check your Discord. I think it's Buraps, I think, for you, Buraps. Not sure. Oh, I don't know if that was just now or earlier on.
Let's get Q2 underway here. Looks like a lot of guys already opting for mediums. No surprise there.
Hold on, let me 2 seconds.
Couple guys getting out on track for Q2. Looks like someone is pretty far out already. Who is that? That's it. Come on. Seriously, who is that guy? I keep thinking through. Let's see. They're in sector. Oh, it's Lexus. There we go. That has a little black arrow. That's why. This would be first to get his lap in. Exodus pushing here in beginning of Sector 2. Obviously, first driver to put a time in, so we really have nothing to compare it to yet, but seemingly doing alright on the mediums. Much more durable tire around Singapore. Probably only capable still of not much more than 12, 13, 14 laps. Looking decent so far from Lexus in Sector 3 now. Up on board with him. So he's going to be the first driver to put his time in of Q2. What's his time going to be from Lexus? Coming up to the line. So 1:37.9 on the medium, so not a bad lap from Lexus there. I'm going to guess he feels like there is some time to make up, because it looks like the next driver over the line is in, could be Snipes B. Oh no, he is lining up for, I don't know, is he going for another lap? I don't think so. Yeah, he's gonna, he's thinking a couple times about it, decides to dive back into the pits. Someone's coming up to the line here. Who's that? Looks like TR Durand in the Williams. So that's a pretty quick time. Barry as well on the mediums, goes fastest so far. Jerem on the hards at 138.1, not bad by Jerem there. A couple more guys coming up to the line here. Neil's now done with his lap at 136.5. Savas Grease at 135.9.
Sorry about that. Let's just do something there.
All good, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. See the Ferraris just cut the last corner, but you got away with it. Wheat Flex goes P6. 7-4.
F1 Giancarlo's crossing the line there. Gets a 136.8 on the softs though.
Just Timo F1, he's validated his lap, he's going to go again. So he's starting in the softs. Well, we think for now anyway.
Ooh. That Cringy who just jumped up to third. 136.2 from Cringy, nicely done.
Interesting to see Jerem on the hards. Wonder if he thinks he has the pace to starting them.
Sitting in 10th right now, but I would argue that Snipes is going to have something to say about that on the mediums. Timo is on the softs. He's probably going to be able to put in a quicker time.
Yeah.
Ivkovic as well, and same with Reefy, so. Oh, and we have a big accident under the bridge. 3 cars colliding. It looks like Whistler went into the wall. A couple of guys going to get their laps ruined here. Looks like Whistler got a 5-place grid penalty for colliding with Flory there, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but that's really tough to see happen in Q2 here, as Whistler's going to have to dive back into the pits, and a couple guys are going to have their laps invalidated. Sweet Flex comes out to start his flying lap here on the mediums as well.
Yeah, it looks like Jerem in the pits has switched to the mediums, so yeah, I think he realises...
Wheatflex actually just set a purple sector 1. Nicely done from Wheatflex, a little bit up on his time at the moment.
Oh, just a little bit wide. Chucks in, stay to the left, chuck it into the right. To the left, just roll it through, and then far right as possible coming out the tunnel, and then Just roll it round to your tight left-hander, open it out, right to the barrier. The car to the right-hander, 2.5 tenths up, goes a little bit wide though. It's it'd be costing near enough a tenth. Stay left, take as much curve as you can on the right. Just took a tight line on the left-hander so that'll compromise his exit. Now into the tunnel as we just seen in an instant. Neil's 2002 has just gone fastest, the mediums, 135.8. Yeah, Wheat Flex just looked like he was struggling to hit the apexes coming in the final corner there. Sorry, last sector, but comes around the final corner now. Yeah, stays where he is, but improved by 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, nicely done from Wheat Flex there. Honestly, 137.3, not bad on the mediums, and I know his kind of range of pace for the most part. I'd say that's a pretty decent lap for him. He's probably going to want to try to improve if he can with 6 minutes to go here, but not bad from the Ferrari driver. And actually, he just got knocked out, so yeah, he's going to have to go again. Unless he's comfortable starting outside the top 10. Looks like Neil's just pumped in a lap, but sorry, he's on his in lap. That was Timo who had just finished up, Racing Point driver, taking 6th on the softs. So interesting mixed strategy in the top 10 so far. What are your thoughts on that, Yelnif?
Yeah, it's interesting to see there's a few soft runners. I wonder if they'll be doing maybe a 2-stop.
Would imagine 2-stop's got to be in their future.
Yeah. I think Wheat Flex, he's okay in the end. But I'm on board with the OTR Jerem. I think he's on a medium lap. Maybe he's 1.2 seconds up. I think fastest in the middle sector of all session. So, see if you can keep it tidy as he does so far. See the last sector coming into the tunnel. Seen a bit of a collision earlier on, but keeps it tidy. Just listening to the throttle there. He's just keeping it nice and smooth. Just not fighting the car. He's not.
Yeah, letting the car
get
do its
along
work.
with it. Comes across the line.
Nice lap from Jerem. 36.4.
Economic Berry just coming out on the fresh softs. Fresh softs is down in 12th right now. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get out of qualifying 2. We'll definitely keep an eye on that one. Yeah, Whistler is 9/10 up in his lap. Now 8 in the middle sector. So that would just
Reefy at the moment, who's in the middle sector as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Reefy goes purple sector too. He's 2/10 up on his time so far.
And Whistler coming across the line. It's going to jump him up a wee bit. It goes 8th fastest. It's Jean Carlos on the bubble. Reefy's just gone into the drop zone, but he's on a lap to respond.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Reefy's going to respond pretty nicely here. Final corner, plenty of curb, keeps it safe though, across the line. Reefy bumps himself up to 9th.
9th.
Nicely done from Reefy.
Snipes is on the bubble here. He's just, I think he's just about to come out. He's just switched onto the soft tyres.
And I believe John Carlos is going to get another run in. Barry's on his run at the moment in Sector 2. Ipovich on his outlap. He's actually about to start his flyer too. So yeah, still things to happen here in the top 10. Sorry, yeah, in the top 10.
Yeah, Snipes, as soon as he realised he just dropped to 10th place there, he'd put the softs on, which is rightly so. He's now out on track, and he'll hit his lap in about a minute and 40
Check back
seconds.
in with the Ferrari driver,
Economic Berry.
Ipovic. And just to set a purple sector 1 for Ipovic, so nicely done there. Once again, leaving it to the last minute, Ipovic. Not sure if he's all that confident. He must be very confident in his pace around Singapore if he feels like he can do that. So, pushing hard here in Sector 2.
Yeah, so we see everybody's really been pushed to the softs now, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Was a little bit deep in the hairpin there. Unfortunate from Ipovic.
Teammate gets out of the way.
His teammate Wheatflex was trying to give him the toe there, but didn't seem to work too much. Just 1 minute remaining in Q2 here. Who is going to come out on top? Snipes on that bubble spot right now, but a couple guys still have something to say about it. We're going to find out as Ipovic is coming up to the line. He's going to be our first driver to contend to get into Q3. Flies through the final corner. What's his time going to be from Ipovic on track? He gets, only good enough for 12th there. Less than a 10th, too.
His teammate just behind him has started his lap, so we'll see if he can outperform his teammate or possibly get into Q3. Keep an eye on that. Like Berry's actually on another lap, he's actually improving. A dear man, Economic Berry.
The Terminator.
The Terminator, absolute baller. Oh, he's backed out, he's into the pits, so that'll be him out, sadly, to out of Q2.
To see from Barry.
Like he does.
Just stick on board with Wheatflex. He looks like he might be one of the final drivers. So you got a time run here. John Carlos is out.
The Alfa Romeo's improving in his lap. He might be able to push Snipes in the drop zone, but I think Snipes might come back with something. So I think we could see Reefy out of this session here if they both improve.
Yeah, for sure. Wheatflex looking pretty good so far. Didn't catch the split on his delta there, but
he's 2 tenths up in the middle sector. The hash comes across the line. Is it going to be enough to get into Q3? It is.
Yes,
fastest.
It is. Snipes now on that bubble spot.
Which I think he is going to be below that bubble spot because Snipes is 3 tenths up, coming through the middle sector now into the final final sector.
Across the line. What's his time going to be from Wheatflex? And he puts in
P9.
The 9th quickest lap of the session. So he's safe
Whistler
there.
ZA could be out here.
So Snipes needs to just hold it together, about 3 tenths up on his time. Final couple of corners.
Really tidy. Out of the final corner. Can he take it away from Whistler? Yes, he can.
Yes, he does. Very nicely
really
done.
Good lap.
Snipes. Oh, that was a good entertaining end to Q2 there. Gets the blood going for Q3, which is up next.
Just to remember, actually, there's a 5-place grid penalty for Whistler and the Renault as well.
Oh, good point. Good point. So, Whistler losing out regardless. Actually, you know what? I think if he had been in the top 10, he would have still had to start on the same tires, even though he would be out of Q3. So maybe that's a good thing for him, especially given he has that penalty.
So it means Reefy's going to have the choice of tyres in 11th after the qualifying session. After this qualifying 3, he'll jump up to 11th. So yeah, we're going to get underway for this final Q3 session. Put in the comments below if you're watching who you think will get pole here tonight at Singapore. It's going to be pretty close, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty close as well.
So it'll be the two, well, that's Racing Points and the Alfa Romeo coming out first onto the track. I think it's, yeah, just Timo is going to be the first one on track, so.
Getting word in the chat that our very own ABRI Lethal is doing a couple 5-lap lobbies and actually just kicked one of the Tier 1 drivers, Oxtis, so that he could maintain lead in the championship. So no shock from Lethal there, trying to find his leg up.
Yeah, I'll be straight as well.
He had a nice performance yesterday in at Canada Tier 3. That was an interesting drive, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. As you see, Timo, he is the first man to set his lap, although, as I say that, he goes very wide, and interestingly, a third corner, going wide out of turn 3, and actually getting his lap invalidated. So he definitely isn't going to be happy about that, because it's not really a place where you can actually gain a lot of time. As we see his teammate cut the corner but get away with it, so it's like opposite of luck.
A lot of guys on the lap
on the other side.
A lot of guys.
Yeah. So I wonder if the Racing Point will stay ahead of his teammate and give him a tour down the straight. It's pretty close ahead. Wide line, he gets out of the way, so he'll be the first man to settle up.
Quite literally everybody on a lap at the moment, so going to be tough to do this in order of who's going to come across the line first, but I will do my best. I believe that is Timo leading the way. He's pulled off.
Well, it's Niels that's going to be first.
Yeah. Timo's pulled out of his lap. Niels definitely one of the quicker drivers in this division. Racing Point coming up to the final corner now. Niels coming in first. What's this time going to be from Niels? 135, almost dead. Nicely done from Niels. Scopes up next. He's about to cross the line. A 135.5 from Scopes.
Alfa Romeo pits, he's aborted his lap. The Mercedes coming across the line.
Coming over the line in the Mercedes. A 136.
Teammate starts a lap. Williams or
Jerem coming over the line. 35.7 from Jerem. The only third. Beatford's going into the pits. He invalidated.
Ferrari in the pits
our
as well.
final guy.
Snipes. Fourth.
And 35.7 from Snipes. So Niels reigning really supreme here so far.
Yeah, half a second.
Really good lap from Niels. Really good lap. I'm not sure if Timo's on a push lap. No, he does not. He gave his teammate a pull there. Someone. Is that his teammate? No. Both not on laps either. Interesting. Okay, well, no one on a lap at the moment. Nicely done from those boys, though. This might not be a bad time. Let's check in on the championship. Looks like Cringy leads the way so far in the Drivers' Championship, 175 points. Savas Grease, the Alfa Romeo driver, 158. Lexidus in Haas, 145. Niels in the Racing Point, 132. Just Timo in the Racing Point, 125. DSC Scopes in the Red Bull with 108. Forey in the Mercedes with 97. Jake in the other Mercedes with 89. Then Jeff in 9th with 61. Ipovic in the Ferrari with 57. The list goes on from there, but just a little bit of a highlight snapshot for you of what we can expect. Pretty close in the Driver Championship, actually, especially for this late in the season. Looks like Lexidus is out for another flyer here.
Oh, just Timo was invalidated his lap, so he's not actually set a lap. He stayed out there, I believe. Am I right? Yeah, he stayed out twice when he's failed to do a lap twice.
Interesting. Gonna have very little time to get it done. Lexidus just set a purple sector 1. Good improvement from his first go around, a 136.3. Very little ERS to play with here, but Singapore, one of those tracks where you find yourself braking every couple of meters, basically conserving as much ERS as you're putting out. That's just looking pretty racy here in Sector 3. See if he's going to be able to improve on his time. He may actually be pushing to get into the pits. I'm guessing he's going to want a fresh pair of tires. Yep, he is pushing to get into the pits. He was looking really good on his outlap. Or on his in-lap. Purple Sector 1 on an in-lap. That's impressive. Looks like Wheatflex is running it back out here in Sector 1.
Championship leaders put the pressure on himself, but he's on the lap right now, and he's going to try and take it away from the Racing Point. The 133 in the middle sector. Let's compare that to Niels 35. What's it? I've seen a 36.5 from Pullman, 36.7 from Cringy, so this is going to be close. So he has the body on the last sector as he comes out to the final corner.
Ooh, looks good on the final turn. 35.7 from Cringy. So a healthy grouping there from 3rd to 5th. Only separated by 0.02 of a second.
Flex in the Ferrari. I think he's on the lap actually. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he's across the line. It's going to be. So, I don't think it completed actually.
Validated that one. Unfortunate for Wheatflex. He's going to have to. He's got time to reload here, but tires are going to be feeling it for sure. Savas Grease pushing here in Sector 2. Alpha driver yet to get a time on the board. Let's see what he can do. I'm expecting big things out of him.
Comes across the line, goes second with that. Still half a second down.
Very nicely done from Savas Grease.
Racing point, but yeah, he'll take P2, but it's going to be pretty close as they're all, as you said, really tight together and time-wise.
Neil's the only one just standing out on his own here.
Yeah, it starts as Neil sets his way off to start his last flying lap. Also his teammate behind him, who is at the bottom end of the field of this top 10 group, just behind him, so yeah, he'll see his teammates on pole, he'll be wanting to back that up. So,
and 1 minute to go here. George gets his lap back underway.
Just Timo was just a couple of tenths off his teammate there in the first sector. And Jerem 4 tenths up in his first sector, coming under the to the bridge there, into the left hairpin. A little bit wide, but avoids the barrier. He needs a good amount of time. He is finding, I tell you what, 6 tenths. It's going to be interesting if we can really get a good lap in this last sector. It's not challenging Neil's time at the moment, but this could be second place for the Williams driver, so keep an eye on him. But we've also got just oh, actually the racing point that's on pole is retired, so won't see an improvement from him. But GTR Jerem, is he going to snatch it away? Chucks it into the last corner. Can he take anything away here? Oh no! Oh no! Hold on a minute. Gosh, for me, 35.7.
And Wheatflex unfortunately invalidated his lap here in Q3, so he's going to start from 10th on the grid.
Oh, my screen said he'd finished, maybe invalidated it.
Only 4 scopes left to make some sort of answer. Scopes coming up to the line here in Sector 3. What time's it's going to be from Scopes? Flies through the final corner. Oh, and goes second. Nice lap from Scopes. Corey, the only driver remaining here. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think Forey realizes. No, he's going into the pits as well. So Forey content, I guess, with 5th place. Must have been a little bit down on his time. That's it for qualifying. Niels takes pole. DSC Scopes in 2nd. Savas Crease in 3rd.
Snipes.
4th. Oh, Snipes! I didn't even see Snipes out there.
Snipes
steals away 2nd. I didn't see that. Did you?
On my on my screen it said outlap, which pushing, so I didn't want to say anything. I just let you go away there. But it said it for me. He was on his outlap, but he was pushing, so I thought he was on a lap, to be fair. But yeah, grabs out a late second. Yeah, really good late. Left late time there from Snipes. He puts himself 2nd place for his Toro Rosso. He has got SB for after his name, so 2nd best he is today. So he only 2 tenths behind Niels, and Scopes also so 2 tenths behind. And then you've got the Alfa Romeo in 4th, Savas Grease, just Timo in 5th, Forey 6th. I thought it would be a bit higher, but he gets 7th here. Cringy, interestingly, is down in 8th place. And then obviously
to be honest with you, like we've been saying, Singapore is just one of those tracks where you hop on time trial and, 100th on the leaderboard and 1st are separated by probably a second and a half. Most tracks, they're only separated by half a second, 7 tenths. So yeah, Singapore, like we've said, one of those tracks where there's corners where you can find so much time, but it's just so risky too. So, but we'll get the race underway shortly here. I'm assuming we're gonna have a small break period.
Yeah, I'll just be 2 seconds. I'll take a break as well.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Take a quick pause here as well. Looks like we're about to get the formation lap underway here. Drivers getting one last feel for the track before we hit race pace. So who's your pick, Yelnif? Who do you think's got the pace today to get it done? He still might be away from his mic, but that's okay. Check back in with him when he gets back. I'll throw my hat in the ring. I'd say Niels is going to be the man to beat here. He has looked just excellent ever since I've been tuning in for these races. He is out on the mediums. He's going to have that preferred strategy. If Snipes can get by him early, he might be able to find some time in the first 2 laps, but not sure what strategy call Snipes is going to go for here. I'd say Scopes and Savas are probably on equal playing terms with Niels if they can keep up early on. I would expect OTR, Jerem, and Cringy to make up some spots as well, but we will see. Boys lining back up on the grid now.
Oh, good timing.
Very good timing as the boys line back up on the grid. I was just giving my prediction for the guy to look out for today. I said it's going to be Niels up front at the preferred strategy on the medium tires. Looks like we are about to get underway here. Let's hop on board with the scopes for the start of our race. We got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are away for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. Looks like all 3 front runners got a pretty good jump there.
All 3 wide.
Couple of guys dropping spots early here. Looks like Leafy's down. 3 spots to kick things off. Economic Barry coming up into 10th. Sector 1
really good
done by Barry.
We got Cringy go down the inside of 40, down the inside on the medium towers, 6 makes a stick. Just going to the end of the first sector, so he's to 8th place.
Or steady there, Cringy is. Lexus up a couple of spots as well. Jerem up into 6th. Ooh, and who's that dropping down the field? Is that Whistler?
Yeah.
A little bit of trouble with 6 down towards the bottom.
Oh, Williams.
Cringy now drops down to 10th. Cringy's got wing damage. Is that someone just dropped off?
Jean Carlos.
Who was that?
Jean Carlos just splits the Ferraris. He just went wide, coming into that left-hander. Oh, he's at the back.
Makes a little bit of contact with the back of Wheatflex there. Things getting interesting in the midfield. Economic Barry has really got the advantage here. He's on the hard tires, and he's now up to 9th place.
Wow.
What a start from the Terminator. We hop back in on our battle for the lead. Niels is pulling out a little bit of a gap on these guys already before the DRS even enables, so if he can keep this up for another lap, I think Niels is going to be in a pretty prime position to win this race.
Yeah, he's looked very quick, as we've seen in qualifying.
And Scope's now breaking that DRS range just barely, now dipping back into it.
Safety car.
VSC out. Who's that? Reefy. Down at the bottom behind Whistler now. Bunch of guys going
and
into the pits
Economic
here.
Berry. Oh, Economic Berry pitting.
Barry into the pits. Oh, he's missing a front right end plate now, so Barry's going to go for a new wing. Whistler picks up a time penalty speeding in the pit lane. I think we got a couple more of those. Wow, nearly half the grid is in the pits. Oh, and Whistler's getting double stacked at Renault.
Oh, Economic Berry jumps ahead of them both. Oh, what a start.
So Barry now out on the mediums. He's in 11th. Barry is just the man to watch.
Yeah, he's going to be the man to watch. He's going to lead Cringy. And the
He
rest
got his
of
pit
them
stop
behind.
in, but that's a guaranteed two-stopper now for Barry. He's going to have to go back in, and I'm guessing he might be able to do another stint on mediums if he has a pair, but otherwise he's going to have to go back to hards or 2 pairs of softs, so it could be an interesting strategy in terms of pitting for these guys.
I think he might have an extra set of mediums, I think.
Ooh, Scopes tries to go around the outside at the hairpin, gets a little bit loose on the back end there. Someone just went off the track entirely. That's Corey into the wall. Corey concedes a spot to V-Flex, manages to get back out ahead of his teammate Jake. And Scopes gets the move done on Snipes, so medium tires proving to be possibly the answer here, even early on. Snipes not really making up too much ground on these guys on the slower tires.
Yeah, some good battling up there, but just to pick up, Ford is actually going to have to pit because he's got front wing damage, so it's not good news for him. His teammates behind on the mediums, so Jake's going to jump up to P9 now behind Weakflex. So we see a battle here. I'm looking all over the back of the racing point of Just Timo. Sure, he'll be shouting, "Just leave me alone," because he'll be trying to catch the Alfa Romeo just ahead of him on the medium tires as well.
Big time battle going on here for really for third place, all the way from Snipes back down to Lexidus. It's just a train rolling so far, and they're all in the DRS of each other, so it's going to be interesting to see who gets a move done. Lexidus thought about a move to the outside there on Jerem. Is he going to get it done? Nope, it's better. Scopes overtakes Snipes once again. Snipes just doesn't seem to have great pace on the soft tires right now, so interesting to see how long he chooses to go on those.
Yeah.
But Niels now with a 2-second advantage over the rest of the field, looking pretty in first place. Yeah, so far our big winners, Jake S, although he's yet to pit, is up 6 spots. Economic Barry, he's actually our provisional race lead. He's up 4 spots. Field's starting to get a little bit more spread out now. Let's go check back in on that battle for third place. Scopes is now broken the DRS of Snipes, so Snipes going to be coming under attack from Savas and Timo pretty soon. Jerem gets a great exit, great run down on Timo into turn 1. Is he going to go around the outside of Timo? Pretty clean, goes off track a little bit there. I'm sure he's going to pick up a warning. Tucks back in, actually gets the switchback move done on Timo before the DRS straight. Is he going to get DRS on Savas? Not sure. Doesn't look like he does, so Timo's going to make a move back at him.
Yeah, it looks like the soft tires are definitely struggling against the mediums now. I think the soft tires are definitely thinking about pit stops pretty early than they thought.
I would agree. It looks like Savas is putting Snipes under some pressure here, and Snipes is really falling off the back of Scopes and Niels at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
And on a track like Singapore, someone's within a half a second behind you, you are really feeling it. You got to hit every apex. You got to get on the power as early as possible, but you got to be sure to keep those tires in check since it is a long 31 laps here at Singapore. Snipes now really struggling. It looks like he's fallen off the leaders quite a bit so far, and Savas is just all over him. That's giving even Jerem the chance to jump up into the conversation here. Jurem in the DRS now. He's left Timo dead to rights to deal with Lexidus. Lexidus with a great exit on the straight. He's going to get through past Timo before the first corner pretty comfortably there. Nice move from Lexidus. Jurem in the process picks up a 3-second time penalty. Looks like Savas is going to have the run on Snipes here if he wants to get the move done. Not enough straight line speed there from Savas, so he'll tuck back in behind Snipes for another lap. Really, really close to the back of him. I'd be extra careful if I was Savas. You're running a good spot at the moment. You know Snipes' tires are going to go off at just about any moment at this point. Don't take any massive risks.
Economic Berry's got a good pace to be fair. He's still 4 seconds ahead of Cringy.
Economic Berry is just killing it out there right now. He's actually looking to probably get himself a pretty nice jump. He is going to have to pit again, but his pace on the mediums looks pretty astounding. He's already closed down that gap on 9th place by about 1.5 seconds since he left the pit lane.
Yeah,
It's only
I
getting
thought
smaller.
Cringy would be quicker than him to be fair.
Yeah, I did as well, but you know, as
Pulling
we
out
said,
the bag anyway.
Singapore is just one of those tracks, man. Just one of those tracks. You know, as opposed to Austria, which we did last week, which only has a mere 11 or so turns. You got to deal with, I think it's about 31 here, so much trickier to navigate. The battle for the top 3 is heating up. Savas is all over the back of Snipes into turn 1. It's about the switchback move there, but covered off nicely. Jurem is now right up in the mix with them, and it looks like Lexidus goes into the pits. Change of tire time as well as Timo. Can't blame those guys. Means Wheatflex up into 6th at the moment. Nice to see from Wheat. Snipes still holding off Savas and Jurem. Savas doesn't appear to have great straight line speed so far. Not sure if he's in battery saving mode, but sticks all over the back of Snipes in the twisty bit, but can't seem to get past him on the straights. Just a quick check-in with our leader, Niels, now 2 seconds ahead of Scope. Scope's holding that gap pretty nicely at the moment. Ooh, a lot of oversteer from Savas there. Out of the corners, Jurem going to get the run on him here. Doesn't look like he is. The battle for top 3 continues. Jake's all over the back of Wheatflex now at the end of Sector 2 here. And Barry has just closed down that gap again from 16 seconds now to 14.5. So Barry proving to have significant pace around here. He's even pulling away from Cringy. And there goes Snipes into the pits. So Snipes relinquishes P3 and allows Savas and Jurem to get their battle on for 3rd place. Ooh, and Jake gets the move done on Wheatflex. Wheatflex goes into the pits and picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. He's not going to be too thrilled with that. And man, Savas and Scopes have just lost so much time. Sorry, Savas and Breeze have lost so much time to Scopes. This can be tricky to make up. Just a quick check-in on our pit stops so far. All but 5 drivers have made at least one. And Snipes out on the medium, so Snipes probably going to go for a 2-stop as well. Maybe thinking safety car.
Good battle here for 3rd.
Yeah, very good battle going on for 3rd. I
Jerem's
can't help
done a
but
good
think, Dylan,
recovery
if,
drive, to be fair.
yeah, he's done great. Can't help but think that Economic Barry is going to be in a good spot here. You know, unless these front runners can manage to make the one-stop work. And even then, I think Barry's going to come back out on soft with about 8 or so laps to go. Maybe a little bit, if he wants to go on mediums again, he could do that as well. But if those guys are on hards, he's definitely going to have the advantage towards the end of the race. So, let's see whose strategy pays off here.
Obviously, there's safety cars as well, so that could really help out in Economic Barry's favour, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Jerem forgot about the DRS on the straight there. Not sure what he was doing. Timo pumps in the quickest lap so far. So Cringy's actually on the hard tires, which makes sense. Why he's using a little pace off of Snipes and Barry. This battle for third, pretty significant on track at the moment. It's been super close for the last couple of laps. Wondering if, let's take a ride on board with Jerem. He's got a good amount of ERS banked up there. Sava's about halfway himself.
Yeah, Jerem's just been patient. I think it's good, you know, you don't want to chuck it down the inside around Singapore, you don't want to rush and risk losing the front line.
No, I think this is a good tactical play from Jerem because obviously Salisbury is still pretty quick. Going to allow Jerem to conserve his tires, conserve some fuel, some ERS, so at the end of this one he can really get his push on if he wants to.
Yeah.
Just tucking in nicely behind Savas. No need to take a risk at this point, running pretty in fourth.
Meanwhile, Scopes is just a second behind Niels for the battle for the lead.
Oh yeah, it looks like Niels might be struggling a little bit. Scopes has made up about a second on him so far.
It's a very clean race. We've still got all of our drivers for now in this Grand Prix. Lap 9.
Ooh, Scopes going too much on the curb there. A bunch of time penalties rolling in there. Looked like Den Jeff, F1 John Carlos, and Scopes all at once picking up 3 seconds. And Snipes gets by Barry.
Yeah, really nice move into the end of the sector one. He went around the outside of him in the left-hander. So a really good move there from Snipes.
Nicely done by Snipes and the Red Bull. Looks like we have an interesting battle for 10th going on here. Sorry, actually that's 11th, I believe. From Wheat Flex, John Carlos, and Ipovic.
Yeah, there's a battle for 9th.
Yeah, Timo all over the back of Lexidus. So holding down the point spots for now. Savas Grease gets the time penalty. He's really getting pushed by Jerem. Jerem thinking about a move down the inside into turn 1. Can Jerem get the move done late on the brakes? Nicely done. It takes a little bit of curb there. No doubt he's going to pick up a warning for that. Manages to get by Savas though, and now he is pushing. Let's see if Jerem can get away from Savas Grease.
Just Timo could be maybe thinking about a move into turn 1. He has a look down the inside, throws it in. Oh, the Haas driver turns right in on him, but doesn't leave any space, but both still facing forwards and good to see. Battling going in there.
Looks like Wheatflex gets by John Carlos. Much fresher medium tires for Wheatflex at the moment, so good to see from the Ferrari driver. He's now right up behind his teammate.
I think I've just realised why Economic Barry is struggling. He's I don't know if you said earlier, but he's got a damaged front wing on his right end plate.
Yeah, he has no front right end plate. He actually went into the pits to replace that, so he must have taken it off once again. But yeah, Barry now going to be losing some ground as he is too cringy. Yeah, total shame for Barry. He was looking really, really racy
I
for
know.
the first 10 laps or so. And even just minor wing damage around a track like Singapore is going to take it out of you, so
Yeah, for
tough
sure.
to see for Barry. Scopes going into the pits. Jerem is going to overtake. And Savison as well. So now Jerem, time to get a move on, buddy. This is your push lap.
Try to get over the overcut. He's on the hard tires.
If you could get the overcut done, which I genuinely believe that the mediums are probably still quicker, even 10 laps old, than those fresh hards are, you might be able to sneak out probably ahead of DSC Scopes.
Yeah.
If not Scopes, then maybe Snipes.
You know, McBurry's going to be pretty vulnerable coming into the end of the first set because Cringy gets a really good exit.
Cringy's already got the inside on him,
yeah. And clean move is Economic Barry going to down it? No, he decides to think twice, rightly so.
I think Barry knows at this point that's not really his battle to fight.
Yeah. So.
Barry can manage that 4.5 second gap or so back to Lexidus on the hards. He might be able to get to the end of his medium stint without getting overtaken by the Haas driver. See if he can tuck in behind Cringy for a couple laps. Although Cringy looking very pacey on the hards.
Oh, and a mistake from Jeremy.
Oh, and Jerem with a big spin. Jerem with a spin in sector 3. He's going to lose all that time he was just making up. Oh man, now he's going to be coming out in a tough spot, probably just ahead of Cringy at best. And he's going to have to make some ground up. So no doubt Jerem into the pits now, and he's going to have to go for a wing change too, which means at least a couple extra seconds added to his pit stop here.
And
Jake's already gotten by him. Scope's coming around the final corner, same with Snipes.
Just Timo is literally pushing halfway now. Sorry.
Cringy gets by him as well. Jerem now in the pit lane. Barry is too, though, which means Timo and the Haas driver, Lexidus, get to jump a couple of spots as well. So, tough break for Jerem there. He's definitely going to be unfortunately unhappy with that one. Let's see if he can tag onto the back running for the points here.
We've got Niels and Scopes going side by side yet in the end of the first sector, and Niels covers the inside line very well. Blocks the Toro Rosso of Snipes. Snipes does a cut back and hits it on the outside for the left-hander. Looks around the outside, but the Red Bull defends his inside line and keeps that position.
Good battle second going on here.
Yeah. It's really good. And, so it looks like Niels was really in trouble for that overcut. Looks like Scopes did a good undercut and gained a bit of time in him. Bit under pressure anyway. But yeah, split strategies though to watch out. Hards, Snipes and mediums. Is he pitted actually, Snipes? I don't think he is actually. Well, Snipes is in the one stop, so keep an eye on it. So Jake is leading this Grand Prix. As I said, it'll be Niels retaking the lead of this Grand Prix. Jake comes in the first stop.
Pits there.
He's done a very good first stint there from Jake, so we'll go into the hard tires.
Great first stint from Jake. I'm guessing Jake's going to come out probably in 7th place.
Somewhere in there,
yeah.
Could get ahead of the Ferraris.
By him on the straight. Savas around the final corner. It's going to be close between Savas and Jake.
Oh, the Ferraris will get it
done though. Ooh, and the Ferraris as well.
Ferraris get there as well, yeah. What about the Williams? Is the Williams going to try and challenge into the second corner?
It's going to be close. Yeah, the Williams sneaks through.
Oh, he gets through. Yeah, really good move. Well, good timing anyway for the Williams.
Yeah, but John Carlos on 11 lap Williams compared to Jake's now brand new hard tires. Going to be tough for John Carlos. He's going to have to try to pull away now, but Jake already coming up on the back of him really quickly.
It's Forey and Jeremy go side by side. Jeremy around the outside there. Good move there. But yeah, I was just thinking that it was quite interesting that Jake's is only like a couple of. Well, it's behind even. No, sorry, just ahead of Forey, because I've never seen Forey make a mistake at the hairpin and pit on that lap. That left hairpin, so it's interesting that they're very close together.
John Carlos Williams getting really close to the back of Jake here. Great battle on track here for 10th place.
There's a big battle for the lead here as Scopes is right on the gearbox of Niels.
Ooh, he thinks about a move down the inside. Thinks better of it though. Snipes gets a 3-second time penalty there, so those are going to start adding up, gentlemen. Be careful.
Yeah. They're very costly.
Very. And as we've seen from our own personal experience, penalties really change the outcome of the race at the end of it.
As the Red Bull goes down the inside, Scopes has a look down the inside, he taps the back of the racing point. Yeah, we'll keep it clean. And then Niels hangs on to the lead of the
Barry picked up a 3-second himself. Right down in 15th now. Tough to see from Barry.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other day that the penalties are just, it's so crucial, you know. It's like if you're trying to catch up to somebody or say battle with somebody and you know, they corner cut but you don't and they gain a bit of time on you. You know, there's no worth going to cut that corner again or cut the next one to try and get back close to them again and stuff like that, because you know, it costs about a tenth or two faster, but you lose out 3 seconds in the end.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, really, if you think about it, the preferred strategy would be drive as clean as possible until the final lap. If you're close to someone, use 2 of your warnings, get them over.
Yeah.
Try to get out of there without any penalties, make up some time if you can, but yeah, as we can tell, I'm sure these guys are already all across the board picking up a warning.
Yeah.
Singapore is one of those tracks where you just find yourself getting caught out pretty easily. Snipe struggling to hang on to the back of the 2 front runners who are on hard tires actually, so wondering if Snipes is just having a little bit of tire wear issue around Singapore here. Be the difference between setting your car up in time trial and in a practice lobby. Really get more idea of what the car is going to be like on race day. If you're setting it up in a legitimate setting as opposed to time trial with tire pressures and where it doesn't really matter. Scopes goes down the inside. Wow, what a move from Scopes there. Neil's going to have the inside here. Scopes going to think about it. He does make some contact with the wall. He gets the move done for first.
What a cut back, what's the cut back? Oh, the racing point is the side by side. And yeah,
Niels has to tuck in for Scopes.
But I'd keep an eye on Niels
to catch back up though.
Yeah, keep an eye on Niels being caught back up again because sorry, Scopes, because Neil is through of ERS. So and the Red Bull looks like he's just a little bit low. So
yeah, he's got nothing in the tank. So Red Bull's going to be under fire here.
Side by side, Gene Carlos and Mark Carp. Gene Carlos down the inside. He's battling for 13th place right now. So not for some points, but Gene Carlos making some progress. Try and get through the field. We'll try and catch the fast run of Economic Berry. Is cringy. 3-second penalty. So
it's interesting to see from this perspective. It's you can kind of tell who's playing on pad and who's playing on wheel too, because the way that the animation of the driver wheel changes, it's a little bit more aggressive, sticky or jumpy. Yeah, it's more aggressive when you're on the pad. It looks a little bit more smooth on the wheel. Scopes looks like he might be on the wheel. He's got a pretty smooth entry to every corner. Looks like a pretty normal rotation. Niels, I want to say, is on the controller by the looks of it. It's hard to tell. Cringy, I know for sure, is a controller player. I'll hop on board with Lexidus here.
Yeah, I think Snipes is in the steering wheel.
Lexidus might be on the wheel as well. He looks pretty smooth. Hop on board with Timo. That's very controller-ish if I've ever seen it. Savas might be on the wheel as well. He looks pretty smooth. Anyways, back into the action. Just getting a little bit lost in my own fantasy there. Battle for top 3 going pretty smoothly here. Snipe's probably going to be thinking about a pit stop in the near-ish future, next couple of laps. Snipe's falling off the back of the leaders once again, and yep, there he goes into the pits. So now we just got a two-way battle for the lead. And these guys are both primed to go to the end here, so I'm expecting, without a safety car, nothing's going to change. Niels goes a little bit deep.
Just Timo has made his way into the pits. He's coming for the medium tyres. So keep an eye on how if he can. He's gone behind Economic Berry. He's just got in front. So Economic Berry back in the points. So Snipes and
Berry.
Jakes are pretty close together. Or shall I say Jenham actually? On opposite tyres. Oh, a really good run there. Snipes looks down the inside, but only through there. Wait for another time. Jam have wing now, they're both fine with their wings. Snipes dives it down the inside of Jeremy, has a look, but just backed out of that in time, allowed Jeremy to go round. But a really fake dummy there, looked on the outside, chucked it down the inside, but no way through just yet for him, but follows them through their catchy weak flex. So, this will give the Williams DRS if the Ferrari doesn't pit. So, compromise Snipes'
I'm cringy
attack.
right now. I'm probably just thinking, if I can make hard tires go another 14 laps and just cruise, because he's got a 9-second gap back to Lexus, and behind Lexus is another 8+ second gap. I would imagine Cringy's just going to try to take this one home on hards if he can. He's got plenty of gap behind him. He's just got to nurse it for 14 laps or so here. Looking pretty in 3rd place. Lexus in 4th at the moment, but he's under all sorts of pressure from Savas Grease behind him, who's on much fresher hard tires. I would imagine Savas is probably going to find a way to pull off a move in the next 14 laps. It looks like Snipes does get the move done on Jerem at the end of the 1st sector. This battle for the lead is just tasty between Niels and Scopes. Only a half a second separating them, pretty much on the same tire strategy. Niels slightly fresher tires at the moment, but I don't
just
think that's
Timo
going to play.
and Economic have come together, I think. Sorry to interrupt there. Economic is slowed down, but he's got back going again.
Yeah, Barry dropping
I think
back
he just
a little
had
bit.
a half spin, sorry. But yeah, he's got going again.
Battle for 11th. So the battle for 12th is alive and well between John Carlos, Dan Jeff, and Forey. A little bit outside the points. OTR Jerem is on the back of Snipes. Savas is on the back of Lexidus. And we got Niels contending for the lead on the back of Scopes here. Only 12 laps to go at Singapore. No safety cars yet. That's good to see.
I'm glad you put yet into that sentence there.
Oh yeah, yet is a big thing around Singapore. And in league racing in general, but especially a track like Singapore. Looks like Cringy opting for mediums, dives into the pits. I don't blame him though. He's going to have that premier strategy to the end here. Mediums will definitely last him. Where's he going to come out though? Jake's going to get by him. So he's going to be in the battle for pretty much for 7th. might be able to catch Jerem on the hards if he has the pace.
Scopes that
just
picked up a 3 second.
That's gonna hurt.
Be crucial. We've got side by side. Oh, it's the Haas and Alfa Romeo. Savas breezes spun round. He's got going again. Just out the way. Snipes is going to pick up that position.
Snipes. Yep.
The Alfa Romeo just kind of ducked it down the inside, and then the gap just closed and spun round. So, to be fair, he had the Haas driver Lexidus had every right. He was on the racing line and turned it on his line. So, but yeah, Alfa Romeo risked it all there for that position. Sadly, didn't come out to his best. We've got a bit of an action here, battle for 12th going on. Mercedes is trying to go around the outside of Ipovic. Forey's just set the fastest lap. He's the first man out of the 4 Ts. He's into the 39.8. So, you see what I did there? So, Gene Carlos picks up a 3 second time penalty. So,
and you can just tell Niels, with a full battery in the bank here, he's just waiting behind Scopes for the right moment. He's going to let Scopes wear his tires out. I mean, this is beautifully played by Niels. He's just tailing on to the back of him. They got 20 seconds behind them back to the Lexidus. They got nothing to worry about. Really nothing to play for except first and second, so why not? Just hang in there, Niels. Keep the tires fresh, keep the battery high, and when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, that's... I've seen that on there a few days ago. But, and he said Niels picks up a 3 second.
You just got a time penalty as well.
Yeah.
Mix things up.
Yeah. I seen that a few days ago. I've never really seen drivers in second just kind of sit back and save their ARS. I've never really kind of thought that, if I was in second, I'd just go for the lead, but I've never really thought of sticking in behind.
Yeah, definitely, especially in a game like this where, in real life you can't tail behind an F1 car, your battery, your engine will all overheat, the car will stop working. This game doesn't really penalize you for that, so, I mean, why not? If you're battling for the lead anyways, you're going to let the other guy wear his tires out, and, use all of his fuel and his ERS, and then when you get time to pounce, you got fresher tires, more in the tank to give, so... when Niels goes super wide through the last turn there, he almost made contact with the wall. But yeah, never a bad strategy. We saw Dan pull it off on Sunday last week against Witt around Austria. Now, granted, Dan was in a position where he knew he was going to get on penalties, so wasn't pushing too hard. But yeah, no, this is definitely a strategy by Niels, and I'm enjoying it because it's at least providing some good action at the front. Can't expect he's going to go for an overtake, although he almost did there. Scopes losing the back end a little.
And he's actually lost the back end, and he's just avoided the barrier. That was very lucky for Niels.
So now,
he's dropped a
the question
wee bit
is
back.
is Scopes got enough in the tank to push and get away? I wouldn't imagine so, as Niels has got literally 100% ERS from what I'm looking at.
Jerem looks like he's closing into the back of the Alfa Romeo. Snipes into the back of the Haas, so it's not all over and done with the top 5. It's a good
no, definitely not.
close gap between them.
And Cringy's now closing down on Jake in 7th. He's got a long way to make up to get to Jerem if he wants to fight for the top 5, but 10 laps to go, fresher tires, quicker compound, very possible.
Snipes has a look down the inside, he can't find on the way through. This is for the final podium spot. All these 4 drivers in contention have won. And looks like Alfa Romeo went a little bit wide there.
Dropping out of that DRS range.
Snipes literally pushing the Haas through this sector 3.
Yeah, super close gap between those two. Only about 0.2 of a second.
Lexidus just picked up a 3 second time penalty as well.
Force him into a time penalty. A lot of guys like to get out on track and just drive and hope for the best, but strategy definitely plays into how your race is going to go. So, Scopes and Niels nailing it so far. Plenty of gap behind the two of them.
Snipes down the inside of the Haas, makes it stick on the mediums, and yeah, he's into the podium position. And looks like Exodus didn't really put too much of a fight. I think he's just trying to focus on his own game. As we see Cringy down the inside as well, like the same place in Jake's. He's looking, he's the fastest man on track right now, so he's up to 7th place.
Cringy's got 9 seconds of time to make up though if he wants to get into the battle for top 5 position. Niels now back on the tail of Scopes here in sector 3. And once again has barely used any of his ERS. Meanwhile, Scopes barely running just under about a third of the battery.
So I'm guessing that the leaders are going to go to the end of this Grand Prix.
I don't see why not. I think they've picked the
25-second gap
so far. Yeah. Oh, and Niels gets another time penalty. I think maybe they're on equal playing terms right now. Let's take a look quickly at the race director, see if these guys have some penalties. Looks like Scopes has 2 penalties. Niels has 3 penalties. So at the moment, Niels going to need to get by Scopes and do a little bit of pushing if he wants to win this one.
Yeah. For sure, Cringy picks up a 3-second penalty as he's hunting down the fast mediums. So yeah, a lot of people picking up some crucial penalties.
Another quick check-in on Scopes. Where's he at in terms of warnings? He's got 1 more warning, and then the next one after that will be another time penalty for him. So Scopes can just mitigate the damage here, and just even if he lets Niels by and just stays within 3 seconds of him, he's going to pull off the W here. Cringy is closing that gap down at a pace that I was just not anticipating. He's got that gap down. Oh yeah, the Williams of OTR Jerem. Looks like he went around there, and he's got no front wing, and we have a safety car. Yalnif, you said yet, and you were right.
Yeah. I just didn't want to go all the way. Interesting.
The craziest thing about this is Niels is in the pits for fresh tires. He's going to come out ahead of Snipes on fresh. Ooh, nope. The pit crew wasn't ready. The pit crew was not ready for Niels. He might actually lose out to Snipes here. This is going to be awfully, awfully close.
No, he's going to get ahead.
He's still going to get out. Yeah, he's still going to get out ahead. Just barely, too. So now DSC Scopes not where he wants to be. He's going to have to go into the pits if he.
I wonder if it was just a little bit too late and he didn't realize.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scopes can still go into the pits and get a fresh pair of tires. He may not come out ahead of Niels, but Niels did get held up in the pits a little bit.
Yeah, but the sad thing is that Scopes is actually behind the safety car, so he's going to lose out massively in pits anyway, so...
Yeah, he is. Someone's overtaking the safety car. Or nope, they're tucked in behind it. Who's that in the Williams?
It's Gene Carlos, I think, trying to... Oh, well, it says green. I think he's allowed to overtake. The safety car went green.
Interesting.
I don't know why, unless
fun out there, John Carlos. All for fun at this point, running down in 16th place.
He's actually letting them by again, actually. It's weird. He's overtaking them again. I don't know what he's doing. So having a bit of fun with this
here in the mix with Scopes. And yeah, Timo's closing that gap down. It's only about 22 seconds up to Scopes at the moment. Scopes could still make a dive into the pit lane here if he dares.
Yeah, you're right, to be fair. I don't think he'll know the gap, but yeah.
Oh no, actually, never mind. Niels now definitely right back up in the mix.
Yeah, Niels is right there, but Just Timo's only. Well, Just Timo's still 21 seconds. If he pitted now, he would come out in 4th, so that wouldn't actually be that bad. I don't think he knows
he'd
about
probably
that.
come out. I think he's probably going to come out behind.
He's gonna go in.
Timo. He's going to come out behind Timo.
Yeah,
if he goes
just
in.
behind Timo. Yeah, so he's coming in now.
Yeah, and he does go in.
puts,
So yeah, that's the move from Scopes. Unfortunate way to have that happen out for Scopes is he's definitely going to be dropping back. Let's see if he can get out ahead of Savas, who actually is moving quite slowly.
Terminator down in 11th. He's on the softs.
Ooh, it's going to be really close between Savas and Scopes. And it looks like Savas is going to get the advantage. I think Lexidus might get by him too. It looks like he does.
Cringy.
It's going to be close.
Cringy. No.
Cringy
Yeah,
might get
Cringy
by
as
him.
well.
Oh, and Cringy does get by him.
Oof.
Wow. So Scopes losing out big time on that one. Honestly, if I were him at that point, I might have just taken track position and hoped for the best.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe, yeah, I don't know, that's a tough one.
You can tell, by the way, he's weaving around. He means business on this restart here.
He knows he's got it all to play for in front of him to try and get back in front of these guys. But yeah, I was just about to say, it's quite interesting because I was going to say why the Cringy's in a really good spot here, but why are they all not in the softs? But they've only got 6 laps.
Yeah, interesting choice. Cringy's going to be looking racy for about 6 laps here.
Yeah, Economic Berry in 10th. Wonder if he can get past a few guys ahead of him. He's on the softs.
Yeah, but Berry's nowhere near the safety car at the moment, which I'm guessing is going to be coming in at any moment.
It's actually pretty good. Actually, if you look at the map, he's way ahead of the guy behind him, and he's way behind the guy.
Yeah, he's looking great for 10th place. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
For the race Berry's had, take 10th any day.
Yeah, it's a really good job actually. You might catch the pack. I think the safety car's still out again. To be fair. Or disqualified.
Whistler's driver of the day.
Maybe just slightly. I want to see how this unfolds, at least till lap 20.
Yeah, I kind of do too. At the moment, I'm looking at probably Lexidus for the jump from 9th into 5th, or potentially Den Jeff. If he can make up a spot, he'll go from dead last on the grid to 10th place.
Yeah.
So he's got to close in a lot of time to Barry, and I don't know. It's a safety car. It's going to go for another lap. So yeah, actually, Den Jeff is going to have the opportunity to catch up to these guys. No DRS either at the restart too, so we're not going to see that until almost the final lap or two.
Yeah. I've commentated on quite a few good ones recently. I've all had the safety car come and bunch it up, and it makes it really good, to be fair. So yeah, again, I'm getting lucky, and we've got another safety car. Economic Berry, 5 second penalty
time penalty
under the safety car. Pretty scrappy there.
Tough for Berry. Truthfully, I'd be hard-pressed to find someone who doesn't have a penalty at this point. I think pretty much everyone across the grid has
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and if you can stay close to the start, you're going to be jumping some spots too.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, actually, let's check in, before we get the race back underway here, let's check in, how's Snipes doing on penalties? He's got 2 in the bank. He's got 1 warning to give. Timo, only 1 penalty so far. No other warnings. So Timo might be in the spot to win this.
Yeah, we can keep really close behind there.
Yeah.
And
Niels and Snipes both have plenty of time penalties. So Timo's looking like he might get it done for Racing Point today.
Yeah.
In which case, he would jump from 5th on the grid to 1st.
I would keep an eye on Cringy, because Cringy's had... Well, he's got 3 penalties. But yeah, he's on the soft tyre, so keep an eye on him.
Yeah. Will do. Looks like Scopes just overtook him, but Cringy gets the position back.
Oh, yeah.
Whistler, 10 seconds. Well, he's in dead last anyways. Don't think he cares too much. Neil's back in the field up careful in the tunnel, boys. Don't make contact.
Yeah.
When's Neil's going to send it?
I thought I was going to say it's pretty obvious he was going now, but I think he was just teasing him that he was going to get a good run, but he wasn't. Well, he goes now.
Ooh,
What
and
a
there
start.
he goes.
What a start.
What a jump by Niels there. And he just caught Snipes, Timo, Savas all napping.
Yeah.
Pulls out a 1.3 second gap to kick this one off. He knows he's got to be in overdrive mode at the moment. He knows he's got to make up significant time if he wants to hold the lead of this Grand Prix. 5 laps to go here at Singapore. The racing point of Niels on pole at the moment. Snipes running in second for Toro Rosso. Timo in third for Racing Point. Savas greased all over the back of him in the Alfa Romeo. Savas going to make a move down the inside. It looks like he's thinking about it late on the brakes, but nope, lets Timo go there. So, old spot for second. Lexus in fifth. Cringy, ooh, down the inside of the Haas driver. Lexus makes a little bit of contact, and they're going to lose out there. Ooh, and is that Scopes running without an end plate? It is. Scopes no front left end plate, so that's going to hurt him. Oh man, things go from bad to worse for Scopes here.
Jeez.
And Niels already pulling out 2 and a bit plus seconds now. He's just got to be flying. Give it your all, Niels. Pull out that gap.
Oh, what happened? Sorry, I was just reading. What happened to Economic Berry?
Oh, I'm not sure actually. Barry looks like he dropped way down the field.
Oh, dear.
So
The
not a good
big
day
straps
for
going on.
Renault.
Oh, we've got the Williams and the Ferrari going side by side into the tunnel. They've made contact. Jaron is in the wall. Has he got front wing damage? No, he hasn't. But look at that Alfa Romeo go down the inside of the Ferrari as well. So then Jeff has made it through.
Niels is on an absolute mission at the moment to get this done. Like I said, he saved up all those resources behind PSC Scopes for a while, and he's just going to be on maximum go mode. He's already pulled out 3.5 seconds here. He's going to need a little bit of luck if he wants to keep the lead from Timo at the end of this one. Savas all over the back of Timo once again. Still no DRS. Timo's going to cover the inside line this time. Savas going to break late. Not late enough. Tucks back inside Timo. And the battle for third is alive and well at the moment. Cringy, Lexus, Savas, Grease, and Timo all scrapping it out. And ooh, we have some contact. Looks like Scopes and Jake getting pretty feisty. That 7th place spot right now. Niels' gap now up to 4.5 seconds. He's got to be thundering through Sector 2 here. Snipes now pulling out a little bit of gap on Timo. Timo under so much pressure from Savas and Lexus and Cringy. The battle for third is just firing off with just 3 laps to go here at Singapore. They're in Sector 3, approaching the bridge section. Ooh, Timo gets a little bit of oversteer there. Oh, it looks like Savas gets Timo on the inside there. Man, I'll tell you what, Yelnif, Niels might get this done.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to get this done.
He's pulled out 6 seconds already since the restart. I was not seeing that one coming.
Yeah, he's done really good there.
He's just got to be throwing the absolute kitchen sink at this one right now. He's still got just about 90% battery in the car, so I'm not sure where he's flying all this time, but he's flying. He just knows where to put the power down and where not to. Gap's up to 6+ now. Snipes under pressure from Savas. We got a yellow flag in sector happened here? Looks like Jake picked up the time penalty. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Oh, and Jerem is into the wall, and that's Jerem's race over. Oh, boys, please tell me he wasn't a safety car here. I don't want it to end like that. That would be just too unfortunate. As it looks like Snipes and Savas Grease are going side by side down the pit straight. Savas going to get the better of him. Yes, he does. Savas Grease up into second place.
Oh, and we've got a spin with McLaren at Reefy. He's round. He's on the home straight. He's retired from the race.
Reefy's out of this one. There he is.
Gene Carlos is in the pits down the front wing.
Neil's gap
everybody
now
just scrapping Crunchy side by side with
Timo's falling down the order here.
Yeah, side by side with Crunchy. Crunchy goes right around the outside. Doesn't leave him enough room. He's round. Oh, just Timo.
And he spins Timo. Timo was in it for the win too.
No.
Oh, tough to see.
Oh, damage front wing for the Mercedes of Jake. So the Ferrari hits the back.
Oh, and a lot of contact.
Domino's effect.
A lot of contact there.
Of course, the Mercedes is like, geez, everybody grabbing something.
Yeah, if these boys had just played nice with each other for a couple laps here, things would be looking much different. But now Niels got 7 seconds on second place.
Jeez. Just Timo's all over the place with that back end. I tell you that. For free. Mercedes is all over the back of him. Jakes is in trouble. He's got damage front wing. Can he keep that 9th place on the track? But meanwhile, we go to our race leader coming around the final 3 corners.
About to start his final lap. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, I think this is Niels for lose now.
Yeah.
A couple laps ago it didn't seem that way, but now, man, 7 seconds gap on second, 9 seconds on third. And both Savas Grease and Snipes have penalties. Ooh, Lexidus makes a move around the outside. Quite aggressive there on Snipes.
Some battles going on here. There's everybody bunching up, trying to jump it down the inside or find anything. This is the last part of the Singapore Grand Prix. Red Bull's letting the Ferraris go, I think. Unless he's got the... No, I think he's got front wing damage. I don't think he's wanting to get involved in that, but are we going to get a Charles Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel moment as the Ferrari looks around the outside of his teammate Weak Flex? Gives him enough room, but no room, not much room to look on the outside on the track. Just Timo makes it by, 40, up into 10th for the point. Behind Just Timo though.
Niels now just cruising at this point. Niels about to wrap up his championship win here at the Singapore GP. He is in Sector 3, driven it to perfection today. Niels, 2002, barring some sort of mistake here, is going to be your Singapore GP champion.
As he comes round the final corner, Niels in the racing point
for Niels.
has won the Singapore Grand Prix.
Let's see here.
By 3/10.
Savas just 3/10 behind him. How about Lexidus?
Oh,
3 seconds up then. How about Snipes? Snipes crosses the line. Cringy comes over across the line in 5th. This means Wheatflex might be on for a 6th place finish here. The Ferrari boys coming up to the line.
Yeah, there's a battle
across
there.
the line.
See there,
yeah. Those guys slot in where they should. Timo
Jake's trying
jumps
to hold on,
the final hit.
Mark's Carp was just taking it off, but Flory actually jumps up to 9th in the end. What about Economic Berry? 12th in the end. Took a penalty there, 5 seconds.
Wow, what an end. What an end.
Yeah, what an end. 3/10 between Niels and Savas Grease. I mean, we were saying he was cruising.
I told you, Niels had to push at the end there. Man, Niels, hats off to Niels for getting that one done. That was impressive. All right, now it's time to weigh in on our driver of the day. Yelena, what do you got?
I just want to see the actual. I want to see the leaderboard. Let's have a look.
You want to see the leaderboard results? Okay, fair enough. I'll take a quick look at those.
Size it up. I've seen a good few racers out there today. So definitely got a few in mind. Yeah, tell you what, actually, I'm going to give it to Lexidas from P9 up to P3, for me anyway. Yeah, drove a good solid race, to be fair, kept it out, a few good moves around the outside we've seen there. So yeah, he's it for me.
Yeah, you know, part of me wants to argue for Niels here for pulling that off at the end, but
Yeah,
it'd be too easy to give. Be too easy to give to him. I'm going to tag along with you there. Lexidas, the Haas driver, starting in 9th, taking home a podium. That would be a mega accomplishment in real F1, so we'll give him the same respects here today. Congrats to Lexidas on that Driver of the Day award. Great driving here from the guys at F1 Online. Niels is your winner, Savas Grease in 2nd, Lexidas your Driver of the Day in 3rd, Snipes 4th, Cringy 5th, Wheatflex in 6th, Ipovich in 7th, Timo in 8th, Fori in 9th, DSC Scopes rounding out the points in 10th. Y'all know if that was a treat, buddy.
Yeah,
We will
cheers,
catch
thank you.
you guys